VGG! VGG! VGG!
WXP is our unique XP point that can be used as credit to purchase merchandise on our platform. You can earn WXP by participating in activities such as quests, events, and tournaments on the platform. You can check your task by clicking on your Tasks tab to complete the task and claim a reward. You can check your WXP by clicking on your profile picture at the top right corner. WXP can be used to purchase items on our marketplace at w3gg.io/marketplace. More items will be available in the future. That's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting updates in the future.
Hello.
Hi guys. So hello to our viewers. Hello to our WeGG community and family. My name is Roughedge and I'm joined today by Coffee and we will
Hello, everyone.
yes, hello. So we'll be discussing Web3, a very essential topic for everyone involved here. Of course, you are watching here for a reason and you definitely want to know more about WeGG. So Coffee, you have anything to say as an intro?
Yeah, before we go to like the for we learn. I just wanted to introduce you to our WeGG family. Everyone, let's welcome Rough Edge to the WeGG family. He is new to the team, and yeah, he's part of the content creation and the marketing team currently. So everyone spam in the chat, like emojis for him, any type of emojis for him. Oh, by the way, we are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter, and as well on Discord. It's also being restreamed over there. So yeah, Raf, can you tell like the WeGG family about yourself?
So yeah, I am Raphael in real life. I've been in the Web3 space since around 2017, and then yeah, as for about more about me, I am a content writer and a social media manager as well. And then yeah, crypto is a very interesting and a very special topic for me. And then Web3. Uh, Generally is like I would love to really talk about it, and yeah, we'll talk about it right here, right now. So yeah, to start, Coffee, would love to know, what for you, what is Web3? Like, how would you define it? Like, okay, if you're given the chance to explain it to, let's say, a Web2 person, right? A person not familiar with Web3, how would you explain it?
This sounds like those pageant questions from like the Miss Universe and all of that. um, well, like all jokes aside, I definitely do believe that Web3 is the future and the now. A lot of people think like Web3 is this far fetched idea of the internet. Although I definitely believe that we are seeing Web3 like evolving like right in front of our very eyes. So Web3, we will definitely go into more on like the terms and really like the definitions and what sets Web3 apart from Web 1 and Web 2. But yeah, basically I think Web3 is the future, and then now the it will be the game changer, and like what starts a revolution for how people go about in the digital age.
Yeah, that is a very nice explanation. I was about to really explain as well, but you pretty much covered the things necessary. And we'll cover a few more things here in our We Learn. And then, so, Sophia, sorry, Coffee, you
Oh
can go ahead
no.
and
Ouch.
go,
Okay.
go ahead and start.
Yeah, so what is Web3 and how is it different than the internet we know today? Web3 is the next era of the internet focused on intelligent computing and a peer to peer network with no central authority. So let me highlight more on the no central authority. This is what really piqued my interest with with Web3 because I have always had a problem with not knowing where my personal data goes, or like basically almost everything we do on the internet nowadays is monitored. There's some sort of catch, like there's not much ownership on what we do on the internet, especially with our data. And web3 is the like yeah, again, web3 is bringing the revolution towards that. So yeah, if you have anything to add more on that, Ruff, go ahead.
Yeah, so I love how you highlight no central authority and peer to peer, right? We never had the chance to have full control, full access over our data, our privacy and stuff, right? Those centralized authority, may it be huge companies or governments or institutions, right? They have full access, full control, and there has been, or there wasn't even a thing that lets us, right, let or gives us the freedom, the the access, the full control or access, not until web3 became a thing. So this is definitely a very interesting era for us, and it's nice to be born during the era where web3 is a thing, right? like
Yeah,
what
definitely.
a great start, right? Especially for those tech savvy people, they would find Web3 as very useful, very, you know, as a thing that they would love more, since especially the Gen Z, right? The Gen Z people are very sensitive. We are very sensitive with our data, and we're longing for an era where uh we take it as at the most importance, right? So yeah, and then we'd love to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just right to know, right, more about how it all started before we discuss Web3. I think it's just rightful to see how, yeah, like what are the precursors before the Web3 era. So take it. Go ahead. So first, right, guys? So first and foremost, guys, we Web One started the internet era, right? So this is the first stage of the web, from 1990 all the way to the 2000s. So it could be considered as the read only, since there were few creators and most users were consumers. Interactions were very very minimal. Like you can see there, guys, most users were consumers, so we had no control. We had no freedom to have our inputs, right, towards the web one. All we have to do was consume, consume, consume. We can't do, or we don't have the power to have our own say and inputs during the web one. And speaking of web one, guys, I would just love to share with you, okay, a photo that depicts what web one looked like before. Okay, you will find this, I don't know, you'll find this funny, but this was the uh first ever website of Apple, like the trillion-dollar company, right, that sells iPhones, Macs, and so on and so forth. This was definitely uh it looks different from what we have today, right? It's static, although it's colorful, don't get me wrong, but what we have today, just go ahead. Do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and type in apple.com. Once again, type in apple.com, and you definitely see how the website has evolved from there, right? As you can see, it's the website now that Apple has, or any other websites from major companies, are very, very branded, very what do you call this one? The website and the user experience and the user interface is far from what we had before in 1997, right? So as you can see, that literally just looks, I don't know, very different before. Okay, so let's go ahead and oh, guys, I would love to know how was your Web3 experience, right? Like, I would love to know what got you into Web3. Okay, so if you can go ahead and share your stories in the comments section of our Facebook, YouTube, and of course our Discord. You can guys go ahead and share how was your Web3 experience like. So Coffee, welcome back. I would love to know, how was Web3 experience? How did you come up into Web3? Like, did someone introduce you to Web3, or you just randomly came up with it in the internet, or what?
Yeah, first of all, I am so sorry. I do not know what happened. So, the internet decided to die on me. But yeah, as much as I want to have like a grand story of how I got into Web3, I mean, I'm pretty much like, I think every like most Filipinos that got into Web3, it was through Axie Infinity.
Mhm.
I honestly, I started playing Axie just because like my brother told me, like he shoved the phone to my face, telling me play this so you can earn money. So and yeah, that's how it really started. As I joined like the communities of Axie, I met a lot of people. I watched like, you remember how there would be a time where we would watch streamers for
Yeah.
scholarships, and I'd hear all of these terms. I'd hear all of these yeah, these really interesting ideas of Web3, and that's how really my journey of wanting to be a part of it start, and here we are today.
Yeah, so actually it's really great how Axie was the spearheader, right? Like Axie revolutionized or introduced rather Web3 to the Asian community, or specifically Filipino people. Like, I remembered back in 2018 when I was a first year college student. I was into crypto at that time. Web3 wasn't, I mean, Web3 was coined then, but it wasn't really a known term. So crypto at that time was, I mean, I'm very into crypto. And then I was showing my classmates, my friends, okay, this is crypto, guys. This is very interesting. They were like, are you offering us networking? I was like, oh, what? Wait, this is not a multi level marketing company. This is crypto. And then fast forward 2 to 3 years later, 2021, people were like, okay, Raf, do you have slots for scholarship? I was like, wait, I thought you don't believe in this thing, right? Like, it's amazing how Axie really, really changed the narrative, right? It is a huge ignition to introduce it. Like, it really introduced the capabilities or what Web3 can offer for us Filipinos, for majority, like you said. So it's great to have Axie. And speaking of play to earn, guys, of course, play to earn and Axie Infinity, as you can see, are having major developments. And for you to know more about the play to earn, Axie, and Web3 ecosystem as a whole, you can just go ahead and access wegg.io. We have multiple resources and quests for you to access, learn more, and even earn while learning in our platform. Once again, that is wegg.io. That is w3gg.io. Okay, moving forward. Uh, go ahead, coffee for Web 2. I think this is our era, right?
Yeah, yeah. Imagine if I disconnected again right now as I'm about to
Yeah.
read. Like I'm kidding. um, so Web 2, basically 2000 to present day, also known as the social web, coincides with the rise of user-generated content and social media platforms. It could be thought of as the read-write web. This version of the web is dominated by companies that provide services in exchange for personal data. Example like Facebook, Google, Amazon, so on and so forth. So user data is centralized. So as much as I am like impressed like with how web 1 evolved into web 2, like from something we just read on a screen like as if it was like a newspaper, uh
Mhm.
web 2 basically is like the era where content creators are born. So if you're into making videos, if you're into writing articles, web 2 definitely created a platform where people can share their content, share their talent, share what they can do. But my huge problem really with web 2 like ever since was how our data is centralized, how every move we make is monitored basically. So um yeah, like we were talking backstage earlier, we were talking about how we've had these experiences about like yeah, tell me guys if you have also experienced this. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have, where you and a friend would be talking about like a certain product, like example an iPhone,
Mhm.
and yeah, like the next time you open up your phone all you see is these ads for that specific iPhone. And yeah, to me that is frightening. That has always like left me the creeps. There definitely have been people that has said that, oh, it's just it's just marketing, like that's not really a big deal. But I'm pretty sure like Ruff like has more thoughts on that.
Yeah, definitely. Because back when e-commerce was at its early stages, right? When there were just two applications, color or both color orange, right? When that was it as its early inception, uh, I've also encountered things where I just search a random product there, and then eventually, when I go to my Facebook feed, I see multiple ads of that product. Or even when I go to websites, right, the embedded ads within the websites were full of these products. So I was like, okay, these guys know what I want, what I need. I just search for it just this 1 second, and that's quick. It's fascinating, but at the same time, you'd have to worry about how your data gets through everyone, right? How your
Mm,
data can get through the other side of the world in a matter of seconds. They would have access to your name, your birthday, any other data important to you, right? Even your financial data, such as your bank account, social security number, and stuff. There have been multiple reports of that back in. Uh, I've read about it in a Twitter post, right? Uh, it was a data leak, and then his data, his specifically his social security number was exposed,
oh no.
and that is really something to worry about, right? Data is indeed uh, something very important for you to consider. And while these is fascinating, like I said, you should worry because uh, data leaks can happen, hacks can happen. You never know who has full control over you, right? Because someone can even manipulate you or use your data to pretend as you. So it's really great thing that there is web 2, but at the same time, I think there is a better and alternative solution. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that solution is Web3. So Web3 from 2010 and beyond. So this is also known as the semantic web. In this version of the web, computers will be able to use AI and machine learning to interpret the meaning behind information, similar to the way humans can. So AI has been really on a massive ride recently. So any thoughts on AI, Coffee?
Well, I have a few definitely. But before that, yeah, Sophia said hi from Bangkok on YouTube. Hello, Sophia. I hope you and everyone else are having a blast at Genesis Gaming Day in like as a celebration for Blockchain Gaming Week in Thailand. So I hope all of you guys are having a blast there. If you guys are near the location and you haven't visited like the booth or the booth like the WGG booth already, make sure to visit. There are a lot of activities and there are ways for you to win merch, prizes, and as Sophia did show last night, plushies. So yeah, yeah, Sophia said Web3. And on Discord we have, yeah, I want to say hi to everyone on the voice chat in Discord. We have Gong, we have AGB Boss, Badsu, CryptoBert, Lancelot. Uh, okay, I will have to go through everyone because I will feel bad if I miss someone. Lancelot, Level Up, Master Mega, Snorlax, Tate, Terensho, and Trixie. Yeah, very familiar names. Very, yeah, very loved by the community. So yes, Web3 is on fire. Definitely, I agree, Sophia. So yeah, okay. Well, my thoughts on AI really, yeah, AI has been like getting like a lot of negative stuff, on like a lot of negative media really
Mhm.
online, which to some extent I can understand. But like as someone who does graphic design, I have used Photoshop for quite a while and tools like that, and we have used like little bits of AI in these softwares already. I mean, uh, like Google, a lot of like a lot of its engine is operated on AI and all of these things. It's just there is a catapult to its accessibility and to its growth currently because it's now open source. But the great thing with Web3 is I do believe Web3 is like a great solution between like the balance of AI, where in a where it is we are in a world where AI is not like is just like an assistance to us, and like AI will be like the birth of new careers, new jobs. And yeah, I think everyone should just like the perfect mindset to go about AI is really, yeah, it will happen either way. Like how in AI will be like a much more prevalent thing in the future. It will happen either way. Might as well adapt and might as well do our research and how we can cope with this and have fun, honestly, because we are living in really amazing times where all of this technology is unfolding beyond like before us.
Definitely. And I've seen, speaking of AI and jobs, I've seen before when AI was, I think that was around November of last year, when people are finding it difficult to have access to open AI because the traffic and all of that. And then uh, during that time, I found a job posting from Google and Meta for an AI engineer and an AI artist, right? So it's not really it's not killing jobs for people. It's actually opening a few more, right? And in addition to that, we have a thing called soft skills that AI doesn't have. Only us humans have that. So we can use AI, like Coffee has mentioned, right, as an assistant, and we can have our own inputs, our own opinion, our human judgment, right, to the thing, because we uh we know better than AI does, right? Because who created AI, right? Humans. So we know far more better uh, things. And AI isn't really that updated. We humans are. So we can use it as a tool, like she's said, but we can have our own twists, our own take. And when you do that, you're not using AI to its, I mean, you're not using AI fully to do your job. you won't feel nervous about getting replaced. But if you do that, I think you you'll get nervous. And yeah, moving forward. So yeah, I think it's important to talk about the key characterizations of Web3, which is coffee. First is
Decentralized. So yeah, we have talked a little bit about this. So to clarify to everyone what does centralization and decentralization means, it means like centralization means there is a center authority over like our data usage. Basically there is like a governance over like what we do in aspects or like how we use our data, what we share with our data and all of that. Decentralized means that yeah, there is no central authority over what we do in Web3. And yeah, there is a sense of full ownership of yeah, like your data, like for cryptocurrencies, your assets,
Mhm.
like unlike traditional finance where the banks and a lot of the governments like regulate your money and you don't even
Yep.
know where your money goes. So yeah, that's like the beauty with decentralizations. I am such an advocate for decentralization because it's really a system for the people, really. That's
Mhm.
why
Yep.
Web3 has caught my interest in the first place, because this is a space where it is thinking about people
Yep.
and like advocating for yeah, the true ownership of what they own, really. So yeah, that's pretty much on decentralization. So
Yep. Thank you for that. And let's move forward to the second one, which is edge computing infrastructure. So let's put it this way, right? In simple terms, edge computing infrastructure is like having a smart assistant or helper right next to you instead of sending all of your requests to someone that is very very far away. Imagine your plan like this is a real life scenario, right? Okay, so imagine you're planning a surprise party and you need to make quick decisions. If you had to call a friend across town for advice every time, it would take a very, very long time and might spoil the surprise. Now, think of edge computing as having a mini party planner right at your home. Quick decisions, less travel time, and the surprise factor stays intact. So, in essence, edge computing brings the processing power or what you need, the tech that you need, closer to where it's needed. So right beside you, that thereby reduces the delays and improving efficiency in various applications or what you may need it for. And much like having a very very helpful assistant nearby, whenever you need it in your different aspects of your tech life or your daily life. So yeah, edge computing is that basically. So yeah, next would be AI driven coffee.
yeah, I well, we did talk a little bit about it earlier. So Web3 will definitely be AI driven. A lot, yeah, a lot. I think a huge part of this is that a lot of like new job opportunities, like career opportunities, would be revolving around AI too. Like as you said earlier, you've seen like job application post on like AI engineers, and I do believe like people who are expert at like prompting for articles and all of that, those who are really good at um using AI. So that's why I really believe that rather than like only looking AI as a threat or like an enemy, really look it as a tool. Um cuz yeah, like the world continues to evolve, continues to change. Most likely like career opportunities will definitely change, so we have to adapt, and the best way to do with the catapult of AI growth is to adapt in a way where we use AI to our advantage. We learn more of it so that when we know of companies looking for people who are experts in AI, like you
Yeah,
can definitely put yourself at the forefront of it. So
definitely. Yep. So Yeah, it's really exciting to see how AI and Web3 would coexist and find the right balance between the two, right? Because these technologies are great catalyst for the next era. So next would be 3D graphics, or also known as the spatial web. So for 3D graphics, guys, this represents as a what do you call this one, transformative element that elevates the user experience, right, within certain things like decentralized applications and overall blockchain ecosystem, right? And these graphics are relevant into decentralized web as it evolves, and it offers users a dynamic and visually rich experience. But aside from that, aside from the graphics, aside from the visually pleasing experience, right? Uh, 3D graphics can also be seen in a perspective that extends beyond this aesthetics. So they have the potential to enhance the visualization of complex data. So we may have multiple data that may sound or may look like very complicated to our eyes, but this 3D graphics can definitely help more in order for us to further understand what that truly explains, thereby facilitating a very interactive educational experience and contribute to the creation of this decentralized virtual elements. Uh, so as the Web3 landscape continues to evolve, the integration of this Web 3D graphics rather serves as a key catalyst, like my favorite word, catalyst, for fostering a more immersive and user-centric decentralized digital space, or the spatial web, like it's mentioned here. So next would be transparent or open source.
Yeah, like transparent or open source. Yeah, the source code for open source softwares is accessible to everyone. That's what transparent or open source means. A huge example to this is ChatGPT. Is an open source software. No, Open AI rather is an open source software which created the birth for ChatGPT and all of these other AI, like AI tools that we have now. And aside from AI being open source, a lot of other softwares will be open source in Web3, because yeah, it will be a space of innovation, a space of moving forward. And yeah, you're muted, Rough.
Okay, sorry. Like regarding the AI reference, the OpenAI reference, right? Like I saw a Facebook post yesterday, I think, yesterday or I don't know, but it was a Filipino software engineer that utilized OpenAI, and he created an extension. I mean, chat GPT like interface, because it's open source, right? Open AI created that and use it to uh, create this software that further explains what is the Tagalog or the Filipino word, or other languages, other important languages in the Philippines truly means, because that is a very good way to maximize or utilize open AI, right? To not only to educate the local people, but also to create tools like this where we get educated more. Like, uh, yeah, and not only that, right? I've also seen this Mid Journey, right? You know, Mid Journey. Mid Journey is a very very great tool, right, for people who would love to create or ideate or have ideas on what to do, on or what to what graphics to create. It's a I know people, graphics designers, who use Midjourney as well, and they use it to uh they use it to look for ideas, right?
Mhm.
Because Midjourney is a good tool as well. Like you can insert prompts. Like it also involves mastery, right, to find the right balance of what you were looking for. And yeah, it's amazing how this open AI, most of the tools are open source. So available to many people can get involved in creating and so on and so forth. So speaking of people, moving forward to anonymous, right? So with Web 2, anonymous is and Web 2, those two words should not be in a single sentence. I mean it can, but Web 2 is not equivalent to anonymous, right? When we are
Yeah.
in Web 2, it's like, okay, once you create an account, once you upload a photo, right? It's not a photo for your eyes only. Like me and Coffee talked about it earlier, right? When you just search your name in Google, just type your first name or your full name on Google, then go to images. You'll see two or three photos of yourself right there. And when I was a child, I was like, okay, I'm fascinated by this. I'm famous now. I can see myself in Google. Okay, but grow, when you grow, it really holds this significance that, okay, I think I need to take care more of what I put into the internet. I need to have, my privacy still intact. And Web3 is indeed a great tool for anonymity. Okay, you remain anonymous. You can still do things because there have been decentralized social media. I mean, decentralized social media applications out there with uh, you remaining anonymous still, and you can still socialize while remaining anonymous. Your anonymity, and it's great that Web3 has these type of apps, right? That we can utilize, and your social life wouldn't take a plunge, but your anonymity stays intact. So yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, so just to add to like the anonymity,
Mhm.
another like term that people also really like that's prevalent in Web3 is pseudonymity. So pseudonym, kind of like how most people in Web3 know me as Coffee, most people in Web3 know you as Rough, most people in Web3 know Sophia as Sophia, and all of that. Yeah, so I think in a way that shapes your identity in Web3, but also doesn't have to divulge anything
Yep.
personal for you without your consent. So,
Yep.
for the next term, this is kind of, yeah, I and Raf were having a hard time pronouncing this earlier. Ubiquitous. Yes, I think that's how we pronounce it. Ubiquitous. So, ubiquitous computing is the seamless integration of technology into everyday objects and environments, making them smart and capable of interacting with users and other devices without explicit human intervention. So, like a huge example to that is like our smartphones in a way, but then just think it in a more seamless way. That's what really Web3 is aiming for. Basically, you can't have a distinction with like the real world and like
Mhm.
basically like the digital space. Like that's what Web3 is aiming for. Basically there will be a merging of that, and a lot of people like to think of it as like the metaverse. While we see like early integrations of the metaverse right now, I do think that that will evolve greatly later on.
Yep. And in addition to that, right? What do you call this software from Xiaomi? Uh, Xiaomi, a phone brand, is also what do you call this one? Rebranding its operating system from the UI to I forgot the name. Wait a second. Uh-huh. Da-da-da. I forgot the what you call it, but they are rebranding because Xiaomi has a smart ecosystem. So you can also reference it to that, right? And not only Xiaomi, also Huawei has this Harmony OS,
Mm,
where right, where you can integrate your smart apps. Like there is even a so-called smart rice cooker, smart air fryer, a smart
yeah,
things,
yeah.
and then you can just seamlessly integrate it. And to add Web3 element to that is like, okay, it's very very fascinating, right? And like you mentioned, the metaverse element, it's a very great thing to look forward to. And according to Marites, hello from Tondo, from you, uh yeah, she
On
commented,
YouTube, yeah.
yeah,
Hello, hi.
hi from Tondo, hi from Tondo, I mean, hello there. And then let's move forward with this one. What are the major benefits of Web3? So for you, Coffee, what would be the main benefit of Web3 that made you say, okay, I'd like to cling on this tech?
I I mean, I've been pretty much yapping about decentralization like ever since the start of this stream. So to me, yeah, that is like the biggest and major benefits of Web3 decentralization. The push towards cryptocurrencies, the push towards decentralized finance, where people have the full ownership of their assets, full ownership of their data. Like we don't have to be like have to check which cookies we have to allow, like so that they can take our data, even though like people think that if you disable cookies, they like no data will be taken from you. Obviously there are still automatic data that will be taken from you if you like actually try to investigate more on it. But yeah, to me that, as again, as someone who values personal like data and identity and all of these things, I think that's the entire backbone of Web3 really, which is decentralization.
Yeah, and like I like that you mentioned cookies, right? Because I haven't encountered a website that didn't ask for permission to, okay, this website uses cookies, would you allow it? I've had like every new website I click onto, that thing immediately pops up like, okay, is it my, like, am I giving consent now? Not really, but you don't have any like, no, you can't back out. Once you get there, probably data is taken away from you. And in addition to decentralized is the user empowerment, like you mentioned, right? We are more like in Web 2, I don't know, I feel powerless, right? I don't have control to what I publish. I don't have control over my data, and think, really, really think God, thank the engineers, thank everyone behind the coining Web3 for this tech, right? Giving us more freedom, more power, not only to our data, but to being more creative, to being more, um, being more, what do you call this one? Tech, being more, not tech reliant, but yeah, I forgot what to say. So moving
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, Marites said on YouTube, for me, the major benefits of Web3, many people, especially in crypto world, will more enlighten in how Web3 works nowadays. Yeah, I definitely do agree. Like,
yeah.
as Web3 is evolving, like, right in front of our eyes, it's like, it sheds like a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people not really aware of like how Web 2 is kind of at the same time giving them opportunities but kind of rigging them too. uh like they weren't aware of that until they saw the difference like with Web 3, or even, and right now we're only seeing like the beginning, the baby steps of Web 3. And like imagine how it will be in the future, like especially when major companies adopt Web 3. Yeah, so I do agree with that, Maritas. That's a really good point.
Speaking of that, right? It's amazing to see how Web3 communities like WeGG, of course, fostering this type of thing, right? Where we offer value to our community. Not only that, we have these summits, these gatherings, like you mentioned, Sophia is in Bangkok for a Web3 related summit, and then we would be having a Web3 game summit here from November 18, I think, to November 25, hosted by
Mm-hmm.
YG. And of course, WeGG will be present there, guys. And yeah, it's amazing to see these initiatives, right? These gatherings, this events, as this can spearhead Web3 adoption even more, right? So, very great thing, really. So, yeah, I think we can move forward with the next thing.
Uh, yeah. Oh well, I think we can end here. Actually, the slides end
Okay.
there, Kuya. Um, yeah. So I think my final thoughts really on this is, Yeah, Web3, this like what we see with Web3 right now is just really the start. And the benefits that I and Kuya just mentioned is, yeah, they're just, I don't know. I think a lot more of them will be added more on the pile later on as we move
Mhm.
forward. This is just more of like initial thoughts. Again, like we're only like at the baby steps of Web3, and there will be a lot of people that will retort, "Oh, this is a scam. That is a scam. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
difference. Yada yada yada." Um, but I really do suggest people to hold on to this more, to look into it more. And I mean, a lot of us in the WGG community are very involved in Web3 already. Like most of us have like our assets in crypto. Most of us, yeah, and most of us are working in Web3 jobs. Like
mhm,
Web3 definitely opened a lot of job opportunities that were
yeah,
never seen before. Like Discord moderator. Yeah, I remember like whenever I tell my friends that, oh, like one of the jobs that I do in Web3 is Discord moderation, they always say, "Oh, you get paid for that? That is cool." Yeah, like
yeah,
Web3 definitely like made that a thing.
yep,
So and there are various more opportunities to come in Web3. So we can proudly say that we were one of the first one day.
yeah.
Yeah, because we were the OG.
Yeah, definitely. So indeed, Web3 is a very transformative concept, right? The benefits such as decentralization, like we mentioned, and empowerment, and also not to mention the blockchain technology integration, right? Cryptos, NFTs, and so on and so forth. Web3 would definitely benefit from that as it evolves, even DeFi's, GameFi, social FIs, things such as that. Then with social FIs, like I mentioned earlier, there are decentralized social media applications already, which factors and takes in, factors and takes into consideration the user privacy and data ownership. And aside from that, the what do you call this one? Interoperability, right? Interoperability, like yeah, I mean I pronounced that correct. So uh, no problem with integrating with any ecosystem, especially with the blockchain technology. There are multiple networks available. There's Solana, there's Ethereum, there is Harmony, there is what do you call this one? Many chains out there, but it would be very possible with Web3 and interoperability with this blockchain text. And of course, there would be challenges, right? Especially with the scalability of things, with the regulations of stuff, right? Uh,
Mm,
it would still be, probably be a challenging period, especially as big regulators are questioning stuff, right? But there are things happening that favors us really, like the what do you call this one, Bitcoin ETF spot application by BlockRock, which is a very big institution, guys, that once approved would be a very good spearheader for mass adoption, because BlackRock is $1 trillion asset management company. And then not only that, of course, the one thing that fascinates me as well is the community governance, right? The decentralized autonomous organizations, right? Um, at Web3, we will be able to utilize the community more. And speaking of the community, right, we'd love to definitely empower and educate our community more. If you'd love to know more about OEGG, Web3, and GameFi and Web3 as a whole, guys, all you have to do is go to wegg.io. We have multiple resources that you can access. We even have a way for you to earn while learning. So just go ahead and check that out yourself. Maybe invite your friends and be rewarded with your participation and engagement. So yeah, anything to add, Coffee?
yeah, Maritas the Bomb says on YouTube they were aware of Web3, but still they don't know how it works, even though like they want to learn about Web3. So not all the time there's someone to explain how Web3 works, but we are lucky. Maritas continues because the WGG introduced the Web3 infos, and because of what WGG, they now acknowledge the advantages of how Web3 works. I definitely do agree with that.
Mhm.
WGG is such like yeah, we like, if you guys know how many things like that are planned, that are lined up for the community, that is working towards educating the community like regarding Web3 and the space. This is just one of the initiatives. There are many
Yeah.
more planned, because WeGG's aim really is to bring people into Web3, provide them opportunities, and yeah, like seamlessly integrating people into this space as if we have always been here, really. So Maritas, I really do agree with you on that. And yeah, so if you have friends who are interested in on Web3, lead them here, invite them to the community. Like what,
Yep.
like yeah, this is definitely the best place to start. Not only that, we have like the best community ever. I don't know about you guys, but um so yeah, that's pretty much all I think I can say for now. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining the stream today. Thank you for joining our very first We Learn live stream, We Learn Tuesday. So we will be having more, we'll be diving more into different topics later on. So yeah, I am very thankful for Sophia for dropping by despite like being in Bangkok, Maritas like sharing her thoughts, and all of the other people in Discord who took the time out of their day to join us here just so they can show their interest on the topic. So, yeah, thank you everyone. You're all the best. So, any last words, Ruff?
Yeah, thanks guys, and we hope to see you soon in our next live streams, because you definitely learn more about Web3, GameFi, WeGG as a whole, and hopefully you've learned from us as well. And yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Ruff.
Bye bye.
WeGG! WeGG! WeGG!
WXP is our unique XP point that can be used as credit to purchase merchandise on our platform. You can earn WXP by participating in activities such as quests, events, and tournaments on the platform. You can check your task by clicking on your Tasks tab to complete the task and claim a reward. You can check your WXP by clicking on your profile picture at the top right corner. WXP can be used to purchase items on our marketplace at w3gg.io/marketplace. More items will be available in the future. That's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting updates in the future.